Welcome to the vlog. Today we are doing a couple projects. The first one of which is changing the oil on my wife's Cadillac. It's a 2010 CTS 3.6 liter all-wheel drive, and I'm going to change the oil. How hard can it be, right? Then a couple other little things. Got to get ready for the surf trip tomorrow, stuff like that. So stick around. Okay, so I got the oil filter. It's cartridge type that goes there. We need to get some Mobil 1 5W30 full synthetic. Should be 6 quarts of oil. I'm probably going to need to remove this cover to make that easy. And I want to make sure I got all the right tools to drain and do everything right before I go to the store. I don't want to make 2 trips. So it looks like we first have to remove this shroud here in order to even get to the bolt for the drain plug. So I'm going to start with that. To get the oil filter container off calls for a 24 millimeter. I don't have a 24 millimeter, but I do have a 15/16 that fit as well. Now I'll head to the store and get the stuff for the oil change while that's draining, and now that I know I can get everything off. Also some errands like do a deposit. Yes, it's just ones. And I know what you're thinking, he's a male stripper. Of course, it all makes sense now. But believe it or not, I'm just a bartender. But for now, skateboards. Gotta take the truck into town and get the stuff we need, and then we'll be back. I'm sweating. So I'm gonna pick up an AC recharge kit for the good old Silverado here. Over the years, like it used to be, I'd only have to run the AC on level 2, like number 2 out of 5, and it would be cold. And then it'd have to go up, next year it would be like 3 or 4, and then last year was like 5 in order to get any cooling out of it, and now it's nothing. So I'm going to take a chance on one of these recharge kits, and I'm gonna hope I didn't waste 40 bucks, but I've blown a lot more money in a lot stupider places, so we'll see what happens. 2010 CTS 3.6 liter. Now let's go with the Mobil 1 M1C 254. And so now, because of the temperature we set, we're going between the red lines.
And usually I try to stay about right there.
Oh, okay.
And then check it. Compressor should be kicking on now if it hasn't already. I can't see it on down there. AC is on, right?
Yeah, full blast and recirculating. 6 quarts. Get blasted on, fools. Get you some of that. Hate wasps. So we got the AC charged up, but the guy at AutoZone was saying that he actually happened to come out when I started doing this, but the compressor is not kicking on, so I gotta find out why that is. He actually messed with the relay and checked the fuse and stuff, and those don't seem to be the problem. So it's either like one of the switches, like the low pressure switch, or something else, but we gotta, you know, deduce the problem now. I don't know, and I am out of time and gotta move on to the next project. Okay, gotta make sure this tire has air in it in case we get a flat on the way to the beach. Everything done I wanted to do today. I got the Vec washed and covered because it's going to be sitting for a few days before I drive it again. Yep, 240 still looking sad. Well, I saved money for the rebuild. Put that AC in the truck, but the compressor's not kicking on. If anybody has any ideas about maybe an easy way to force that compressor to kick on and see if that works, let me know in the comments, please. I'm going to do some research and try to figure it out myself, but for now, going to work because tomorrow we're going to the beach, going surfing, gonna try out the new handboard I made, and just have a day at the beach because we haven't done that this summer and I'm dying for some ocean time. So until tomorrow, peace.